have an extra special video to share with you today. I'm so excited because today's video is a little bit different because I'm not in the kitchen by myself. This is my niece, Abigail. And Abigail is in the kitchen with me today, and she is going to show you one of her specialties. We're going to talk about 4th of July, celebrating, parties, decorating, just a little bit about that. So, anytime in our family when we have a get together or we need something really cool and pretty as far as food goes, we go to Abigail because she is the charcuterie girl, and they turn out just so pretty, and she makes it look just like it's nothing. So what I'm going to do today is I am just going to kind of help her. And as you can see, we already have a bunch of stuff prepared so that this will just kind of go smoothly, because the important thing is being able to watch her and how she can take this plain board right here and all of this stuff, and she puts it together in a way that is beautiful. And it may sound like it's not a big deal, but it's pretty overwhelming if you look at all of this stuff here and then you think, what am I going to do with this? That's what I think about it. So she's going to show us what you do about this. And then at the end, I do have a little surprise, just a little something that I made that I'll share with you. But right now, it's all about Abigail. And what we have right here is we've got some brie cheese. Our family is really big on cheeses. Abigail and her family lived overseas for several years, and so the cheese is like a really big deal with us. And this brie, if you've never had it, is absolutely delicious. And the charcuterie board, it's all about your preferences, okay? There's a million ways that you can do them. So what we're doing is we're just kind of showing you some of the things that we kind of like and what we use. That's really important too. If you notice, she went ahead and cut that up into little wedges. So that way, as you're fixing your plate, as people are coming through and getting their, goodies, well, to serve it, we'll take that lid off and it's already cut. Okay, Abigail, what are you working with right now?
This is different types of salami. I'm just folding it to make it look pretty.
Yes, that is very pretty. As you can see, instead of just throwing them on there like maybe I would do, she is arranging them around the base of that little platter, and it's going to be so cute. And you know what? We're using salami. You could use turkey, chicken, roast beef. You slice like a deli meat. You can use different kind of meats, just whatever your preference is.
So I was gonna put the meat all the way around this like little cheese platter, but not all of them work because they're different like textures. So I'm gonna use something else instead.
That's kind of how it goes, just kind of trial and error. You might think you have a plan, but sometimes you have to change it. That's what I love about cooking in the kitchen, because you can do that. That is some cheddar cheese, just sharp cheddar cheese. One of the things that I love about the charcuterie boards is that they're so versatile. We're kind of doing a mixture of cheeses and meats and crackers. We're going to have some dips and some fruit, but there's so many different ways that you can do them, and you can do them just individual, like just the meat, just the fruits. You can add veggies. It's just limitless what all you can do with them. And you can customize them to fit whatever occasion that you have. What we're going to do is we're just getting ready for the 4th of July, and just a family kind of get together. But you can make them really, really fancy. You can make them really, really casual. Probably one of Kyle's favorites would be if you just made one full of bologna and cheese. He would love it. Don't you think, Abigail? He is a bologna guy. And you'll notice we just have purple grapes here, but when I was at the store, the green grapes just were not very pretty. And so normally we would have both the green grapes and the purple grapes. But you know, sometimes you just kind of have to go with what you have access to. And so we just are doing purple today. But again, you know, you can do purple, green, the black grapes, just whatever you and your family like. A lot of families, I'm sure, talking about celebrating for the 4th, are going to be outside barbecuing, grilling, or maybe at the lake or something like that. But I don't know about where you live, but where we live, it is so hot that I only want to be where the air conditioner is. And so definitely we'll probably be inside, but this is something that you can't even do, you know, outside. You just have to be careful with whatever you're serving and make sure your temperatures stay good. You may have to serve some of it on ice, but this charcuterie board is something that you can take. It's really easy to travel with. You can just have everything ready and then assemble it once you get there. So again, they're just really versatile and something good to be familiar with, and kind of, you know, like I said, if you're not really sure, just get this video out, watch Abigail, and you'll get ideas from the way watching her put everything together. And then you just get in your kitchen or wherever you are and you play with it and you make it the way that you want it. And it's not really all about the way it looks. It's just about having that variety of foods that you can pick from. One thing good about our family, I think, is we like pretty much everything, don't we? We're not too picky. We like pretty much everything. I remember the kids, gosh, when they were young, they had been eating sushi since they could eat. You know, most kids like, they're not gonna touch sushi, but they have always loved it. Now that is prosciutto, isn't it? That's something too to think about whenever you're considering what you want to put on your board, is you want to think about like how Abigail's doing over there. She's rolling that up. So you want to think about the ingredients that you're choosing. How easy are they going to be to do stuff like that with? Because you want to have, you know, not all of them have to be like that, but you do want to have lots of different textures so that you can, you know, fix them in different ways. So do you try to make like everything even, like when you're trying to figure out how you're going to do it, or do you just like go with just a picture that you have in your head whenever you're creating them?
I kind of just like grab one thing and just throw it on there, and then if there's like an open spot, I kind of imagine what would fit right there, what would like look good right there.
Okay.
I try not to put like all the meats right next to each other, all the cheeses. I kind of try to like spread them out.
Mix it up. See, that's one thing I have a problem with, is like I'm so matchy, you know me. Mm-hmm. It's like I want my earrings to match and my necklace and my bracelet to match, and you know, that's just so not now. But so I try, but I'm even that way, like something like that. It's like, you know, but yours always turn out so good. Let's see, I think that right there is the Gruyere cheese. One of my favorites. What's your favorite cheese?
I really like brie.
Brie, that's your favorite. Mm-hmm. Do you like it like melty or just like that?
Just like that.
Just like that. When did you realize that you liked doing this and that you were good at it?
Well, I've always been a creative person, and one year for a party that we were throwing for my mom, we had just a bunch of random like foods. Mm-hmm. So I was like, just give me a board and I'll make it look good. So I kind of just started throwing stuff on a board, and I used like Pinterest as an inspiration.
Yeah, that's good.
It ended up being a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Well, do you ever regret it? Because now it's like you're the girl.
No, I actually kind of found it. I kind of found it fun. It's enjoyable for me.
Yeah, it's really neat to be able to be creative even with food. But that's kind of how it goes. A lot of times when you discover that talent, and then other people discover that talent, and sometimes they kind of wear you out and it doesn't become fun anymore. So I'm glad to know that you do enjoy doing it. And as y'all can see in the decorations, we are trying to, think about 4th of July. So have a little theme going here. I don't think Kyle has spotted those olives yet, because when he does, he's gonna eat them up because they're stuffed with blue cheese. And I also wanna point out, sometimes, looking at this, you can tell that it can kind of add up, all of these different items that you're purchasing. But one huge tip that I can give you, if you're gonna do one of these, is go to Aldi. If you have an Aldi anywhere near you, isn't that where y'all usually go, Abigail, when you're getting stuff together? If you have an Aldi anywhere near you, you will be amazed how much cheaper you can get a lot of these things, like the salami and the prosciutto and all of these cheeses, these delicious cheeses you can find there. And it does save a lot. Oh, and the olives, they usually have like probably 4 different kinds. They'll have the blue cheese, the big ones with the pimento, jalapeno stuffed olives. Of course, they have black olives and all that, but always try there first before you go to another store. I told you. It's so funny how that finger or that hand just seems to appear, from nowhere. And if you want me to cut those up for you, I can. That's the smallest ones that I could find. I know you usually have the smaller ones.
I think these will be okay.
Most of the stuff that she's using today was just, we didn't really have to make anything. Now, of course you can. We're using some hummus, and I do have a really great recipe for a garlic hummus, but for today, we just got some packaged ones. We have a roasted red pepper hummus and a garlic hummus that she's gonna be using. But the one thing that I did make was these pita chips, these homemade pita chips that she'll be using. And this is just really, really simple. You're just gonna take pita bread, put some olive oil and whatever seasoning you like, and bake it in the oven until they get crispy. And I cut them up, with the pizza cutter, like in little triangles, and those are really good. But we also have an assortment of other crackers too, that they came from Aldi.
So I finished with that board, so I'm gonna move on to this one.
This one is beautiful. That looks so pretty. I love the little flags. She did good. That right there is delicious. That is goat cheese, but it has, normally we get the blueberry because we all love the blueberry. But this, they didn't have the blueberry, and this comes from Aldi. This is cranberry with a little bit of cinnamon, and it's just like coated around that cheese. Oh my goodness, it is so good. You've had the cranberry one, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're both good, but I think isn't your favorite the blueberry too?
Yeah.
Standing here in the kitchen with Abigail doing this charcuterie board is just like, wow, just making me think that she is gonna be a senior. Like, I can't believe it. I remember her little bitty running around, and now she's like, look, she's doing this video with me. I love it. So the goat cheese is the center of this one.
You don't always have to have a center, but sometimes it makes it easier to start.
For a starting place to kind of get you going. Do you have any, this is kind of on the spot, but do you have any like suggestions, say, if there's somebody watching and they've never done it before and they think, ooh, that's something that I would like to try. Do you have any kind of suggestions? You know, like you just said, well, sometimes you don't always have to have a center, but that kind of helps you to get going with your thoughts. Do you have anything else that you could suggest or tell that would help someone to make their own?
I would say get things like hummus or the olives, like these little cups to put them in. Because then you can just kind of put them on random spots and then start adding things like around them to fill it up.
To fill the spaces
like
in.
I did with the meat. It's just easier to just add around it.
So instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, I have this whole board to fill up, just do one little thing at a time, and then, like you said earlier, just kind of look at what you have and piece it together where it'll fit. Good advice. Yeah, we tried to talk her into like doing this for parties and stuff, but you know, well, you don't because you don't know Abigail, but you're not going to talk this girl into doing anything she doesn't want to do. Right.
Probably not.
I think that might kind of run in the family, huh?
Yeah.
We might all be a little hard-headed.
Just a little bit.
I just said that. We have some really cool things that we do when we get together as a family. The charcuterie boards are one, but there's also some other things that we do that we just picked up from them being overseas. My parents were overseas for a while, and we do, I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but we also do a meal that's called raclette, and that is really cool. I'll have to do a video on that. Actually, if you want to, just put it in the comments if you would like to see a video on raclette and what that is and how you use it, and I would love to do that for you. Also, what we do a lot is it on Christmas Eve when we do the fondue now?
I think so.
Yes, Christmas Eve we do fondue. So, you know, like I said, with us, you just never know what we're going to be doing. We usually are, you know, a lot of times they try to do Chinese for Thanksgiving, but we just won't let them do it yet.
It's going to happen.
Well, I see the stuff is kind of dwindling down. Now this is Havarti cheese with dill. Another delicious one. That's another thing at Aldi. Do y'all like all the Havarti cheeses? Have you tried those? Mm-hmm. They have like a dill, a regular, a jalapeno, is it smoked? I don't know, I can't remember, but they have several different flavors in that. To me, the Havarti cheese is so smooth and creamy. It's just, it melts really well if you're gonna, you know, need a melty cheese, and I love it.
We forgot that we had some cauliflower in the fridge, so she's cutting that up for me so I can add it to the board.
Okay, back with the cauliflower, and there's more if you need it. I can get you some more. I told you I felt like I was forgetting something, and I was. I was trying to think of things that were like, you know, would go with the red, white, and blue theme. So the cauliflower was a white one, and I'm just glad I didn't think of it like when we were finished, which is what I normally do. What is your very favorite kind of board to make? Do you like to make them like this that are just a whole bunch of different things, or do you like them more like just the meats and cheese maybe, or just the fruits?
I like all kinds of
all
stuff.
the different stuff.
Because it can get really like interesting, the like way I put it together.
Yeah, I like it. All the different colors. That's one thing about them is they're so pretty. I always love that. You know, like, that's the thing about it is when you look at food and it's just so pleasing to your eyes, then you know it's going to taste good. And this is really one of those times where I wish y'all could come over and eat with us. because we are not going to be able to eat all this.
I don't know, Kyle.
He will have fun trying, won't he? And another great thing about charcuterie boards, especially ones like these where you have this fresh vegetables, like we've got the cauliflower here that's not been cooked. You can do broccoli, the tomatoes we have. You know, anytime you can eat raw vegetables, they are way better for you than even, you know, the cooked ones. Veggies are good all the time, but the raw ones, you're going to receive more of the nutrients and the vitamins that are in the vegetables than you do when you cook them. The more you cook them, you know, you cook some of that out. And so anytime you can eat them raw, you're doing good. You're really good. You eat lots of vegetables and fruit, don't you?
I try.
So do you have huge plans for the rest of the summer?
Just a lot of cheer camps.
A lot of cheer camps.
It's pretty much my entire summer.
Well, you know, you better enjoy it because
It's my last year.
it'll be your last year. It's really bittersweet. Are they close to home?
2 of them are, and then 1 of them is in Georgia.
Oh, okay. Not too bad. We always, as you'll see a little bit later on, I look for any kind of a reason to have a party, to decorate. And I think I probably got that from my mom, because my mom was kind of like that too. And a lot of times, you know, she had a tendency to go just a little bit overboard, wouldn't you say?
Just a little bit.
With the balloons and the crepe paper and maybe, you know, all kinds of other stuff. But I think, like I said, I think really kind of we all hang on to a little bit of that. And so you'll see in a little bit when we sit down to eat what I'm talking about, because we have a little bit of decorations going on on the table. But I just wanted to kind of do that just to kind of give you an idea. Of course, Abigail's working really hard here putting these boards together. But as far as the decorating goes, you'll see that it doesn't take much. And, you know, you can just really make something very, very cute with little effort and little money. And I'll show you that toward the end of the video. I think she's kind of wrapping this one up. Well, you can see she's finished both of the boards. They turned out beautiful. And Abigail is going to get our drinks ready. And while she does that, the little something I told you I had a surprise for the end of the video was I made some ice cream. Because again, thinking about 4th of July, celebrating, possibly maybe being outside. If you can see this, it is so pretty, red, white, and blue. Very, very simple. You're not gonna believe it when I tell you. I already told Abigail, this was no churn ice cream, okay? Didn't plug it into anything, didn't have to hand churn it. And I've never done this before. This is the first thing. I wanted to share it with y'all, and you know, we're gonna taste it and be honest about how it turned out and if we like it or not. But this is just a vanilla ice cream, and I just, for it to be festive, I put some red, white, and blue sprinkles and different stuff down in there. But it's just vanilla ice cream. And you get it ready, you use your blender or your Ninja mixer, whatever you have, and you put it in your freezer for like 6 hours, and that's it. This is definitely a recipe that you want to have in your kitchen. Well, maybe. Let us taste it first, right? We'll see how it turns out. Well, it's not really hard to scoop. That's nice. But it is so pretty. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? Mm-hmm. It almost looks like tie-dye, doesn't it? Those sprinkles kind of, I guess they, I don't know, they soften in the in the ice cream. Well, what we're gonna do right now though, before we eat, we're gonna pull a nanny trick. We're gonna have a little dessert first. We're gonna taste this, Abigail. We have got to let them know if this is good or not. So if you'll let me get us a little spoon, we're gonna do a little taste test. Okay, here we go. And you be honest if you tell the truth about what you think about it.
That's good.
That is really good, isn't it? You know, to think about, like, it really feels like ice cream. To think about not churning it. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like a cheesecake type of ice cream, if that makes sense.
It's really creamy. Wow, I'm onto something, y'all. Definitely want to check out this recipe. Okay, so that was true to life. Tried it here for the first time. It worked out. You know what I always say, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But, you know, this one did. So we're going to bring this to a close because we're going to eat. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, Abigail. It was so nice to have somebody in the kitchen with me cooking. Most of the time I'm just by myself. So it's always great to have somebody in here, especially you. And I just want to thank you for this. And hopefully everyone watching, you've been encouraged by this and you are inspired to, if you've never tried a charcuterie board before, you need to go out, get you some stuff. And you know what? We put it on these wooden boards, but you could just put it on a pretty platter. You could put it on a paper plate. I mean, you can put it on whatever you want, right? The point is just to be creative, make one, sit down and enjoy it with your family. Thank you for watching, and Lord bless you. Wish y'all were here with us. Happy 4th of July. Okay, Abigail, what do you have with, what are you pulling with? I just got caught putting a piece of cheese in my mouth.
Don't eat my supplies, Missy. I need this.
I'm over here eating all the stuff that she's trying to use. Thank you for watching, and Lord bless you. Because I'm done.
No, even before you
Oh, do I need to do it again?
You Lord blessed me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll do it again. I'm going to say, wish y'all were here with us, and then we're going to look at each other, and we're going to, thank you. We're going to look at each other, and we're going to go to toast, and we're going to say, Happy 4th of July. When we,
Am I saying it with you?
yeah,
Okay.
and when we hit glasses, say happy, look at the camera and say Happy 4th
I
of
feel
July.
like this is definitely going to go wrong.
This is gonna go south. Are y'all?
we'll miss each other's glass.
Yeah.
Like spill it all on.
Okay, y'all ready?
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Wish y'all were here with us.
Okay, are we, like, when are we saying it?
So I'm gonna say, wish you were here with
Do
us,
it.
and we're gonna go, and then go, after we touch, go, Happy 4th of
Okay.
July.
I thought, like, as we touched, we were doing it.
I just wanted to make sure we do touch each other, and then we say it. Okay.
Yeah, we totally miss each other. Okay.
Okay. Wish y'all were here with us. Happy 4th of July.